A very good evening, Team Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network, where we continue to take a look on what is happening in the nation Zimbabwe. Today, we were all surprised to hear that the Zimbabwean gold currency has lost value by almost 40 or over 40%. You know, this is what is happening in the nation Zimbabwe at this point in time. Remember, pesa pataiudzwa kuti currency in Zimbabwe is backed by gold, and we were told that there are enough gold reserves to back this currency. But all of a sudden, we have been told that the currency has lost value by over 40%. This is a statement which was presented by the RBZ, the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, and it carries a lot of consequences. If you look at what is happening at this point in time, this is so critical because this is a simple declaration kuti gold rataiti tinaro ndere fake, hatina gold racho. This is a way of admitting by the government of President Emerson Mnangagwa. So this is 27 September. They issued a monetary statement, resolutions of the Monetary Policy Committee meeting, which was held today, the 27th of September 2024. And you know, they put in place a lot of measures. They increased the bank rate policy from 20% to 35% with immediate effect. They increased and standardized the statutory reserve requirements for demand and core deposits for both local and foreign currency from 15% to 20% and respectively to 30%. Then they allowed greater exchange rate flexibility in line with the increased demand for foreign currency in the economy. Then they reduced foreign exchange. An individual can take out of the country from 10,000 to 2,000 United States dollars, which means if you were able to go out of Zimbabwe legally with 10,000, you are no longer able to do so. You are now allowed to go out with 2,000 United States dollars. So these are some of the new issues at this point in time. This is what is happening. This is what they've announced. But what is of importance is to note that rate, which was at 13, is now around 25, which means seZimbabwe senyika kana wanga wakatambira mari in zig, mazigi iwayo akatwa by half. Wakutoziva kuti wewe mari yauinayo muaccount divided by 2, that is the money which you have. They've done this at a point where civil servants have just earned or have just gotten their salaries last week. Havasati vatombopedza kushandisa mari yacho because of some difficulties. Then we have this policy coming in place. So it's something else. This is what is happening at this point in time. What it tells is that Zimbabwe is heading for disaster. They've declared that the currency is not backed by anything except propaganda. So this is what is happening at this point in time. So we hope and believe that this propaganda thing is going to end very, very soon. But, you know, as usual, muno Zimbabwe hakuna munhu anokuteerera ukataura. We have seen Professor Mugano speaking about these issues, speaking about the need to put the fundamentals in place, and he was ignored. And right now, things are now coming out clearly that the government has failed. But the implications of what has happened to Team Zimbabwe is what we need to take a look upon at this point in time. Let us clearly take a look onto the implications of the announcement. Zimbabwe has lost around 1.7 billion. They've lost value of around 1.7 billion because ngatimbori remember guys kuti tatichiudzwa kunzi rate iri pa-13.9. Then they've devalued everything, which means okay, kana anga ane mari yake yaakachengeta iri savings, that money has been cut by half, which means yapera basa. TM the same. Imagine guys, the whole economy kuti businesses they have been operating vachishandisa nemazig, and all of a sudden you are told kuti there is a devaluation happening, tatochinja rate. What does that mean? What it means is tatorasikirwa nemari yakawandisa senyika. Ipapapo, as we have been saying, kune vatopfuma kune vatonota, so kune munhu akatomuka kumba kwake anga asina mari atoita mari simply because of this move yatoitisa umwe munhu mari, so because anga ane mari yaainayo, tomorrow is going to sell that money at a different rate. Imagine, guys. So this is what's happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. They come, introduce a currency, they devalue it. After they devalue it, they loot your money, they run away with it. So you would see that there is a lot of panic which is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. There is a lot of panic. Businesses are panicking at this point in time. We are likely going to see some shortages starting to be witnessed, and all sorts of things happening. So this is one of the most important issues right here, which we need to take a look upon.